my name is Natalia Zara. I'm back again with another video, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit different than last time. I'm not going to be explaining the items in my dance bag, but today we're going to be talking more about a personal experience, something that I feel most dancers, most athletes we go through, which is perfectionism. Yeah, you know the word. You might have experienced it. You might be somebody who deals with perfectionism. And if you are, I understand. Yeah, so it's a topic that I felt was really interesting, something that I felt was something that we could connect with. I'm not a psychologist or anything, so I may, not know all of the answers, but I just want to talk about my experiences and what I still deal with perfectionism. And maybe if you have some tips, some tricks, some, experiences yourself, drop a comment down below in the comment description, or send me a message and tell me about your experience with perfectionism. It can help me, it can help you, and let's just battle this perfectionism thing. So, enough said. Let's start talking. Grab your little space and let's have a dance, a conversation. So, I'm going to start off with what perfectionism is to me and what I feel perfectionism does. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it both? And, how we as dancers deal with perfectionism every single day. For example, let's talk about right now. Me personally, right now, I'm doing 4 different things. I'm doing my teaching classes in the studio. I'm training myself, which is my own classes, where I push myself, or I take classes online, or I might drop in and take a class somewhere else. I'm also part of an online program where I'm filming myself, footage, sending it, getting feedback, etc. And then number 4, I'm also, doing my work for the company online. So I have 4 different things that I'm working on. And in all of those 4 things, I am constantly expecting perfectionism from myself. So that can get kind of tough. It can cause a bunch of different feelings, a bunch of different emotions. It can start to get quite hard, not gonna lie. You start to beat yourself up a little bit, and nobody really tells you that you're gonna have to deal with that. It's just something that comes with dancer life, maybe even athletes. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure most people that are dealing with sports and dance go through perfectionism. But nobody really teaches you how to deal with that. So, today I want to ask you, how do you deal with perfectionism if you're somebody who expects perfection with your art form? So, like I said, the first thing is asking yourself, how do you deal with it? So let's say you have a really important audition to go to, or you have an important class to go to, and let's say that day there's somebody coming in to watch, there's a director, there's a choreographer, you have to film something that day. How do you deal with those feelings that pop up that I'm not good enough, I don't feel like something's right, I don't feel like I look the part, I don't feel like I am the part? All of these questions of self-doubt and more start to come into your little head, yes, and you have to go and perform your idea of perfection. Just think about that for a second, and think about doing that every single day for years after years after years. So, firstly, I would suggest, and I am not a psychologist, but I would suggest to deal with perfectionism, you have to put things into perspective a little bit. We all strive in the classroom for the perfect line. We all strive in the classroom for the perfect flexibility. We all want to look the part. We all want to get the part. But if you go in to the classroom, that's step 1. So show up. First one, it's the hardest one to do when you have all of those things. First one is to show up. By showing up, you're already one step there to dealing with perfectionism, because perfectionism's there telling you don't go in, but you showed up. Good. Number 2 is you're 100% best that day that you go in there, you showed up, you're 100% best. Know that by showing up and giving your 100%, that's good enough. And really accept that. Be proud of yourself. Know that you showed up, you gave 100%, you gave your 100%. Now, understand that some days your 100% might vary. That depends on your mood. It depends on your day that you're having. It depends on how you stretch. And you can't control that. You're never going to be the same every single day. So, show up. Number 2, give your 100% of that day. Understand that the day can change, things can happen in the day, and you can't always have everything like this. So yeah, that's number 2. And then my third thing for dealing with perfectionism has to be understand that you can want to have perfection, but even if it's not your idea of perfection, that it still was your best that day, and that is good enough. Yeah. So those 3 things are what I sometimes think when I have something, I'm panicking, my perfectionism creeps in, and I'm just like, you know what, Natalia, go in there, do it your best, be proud of what you did, and that's all you can do. At the end of the day, that is all you can do. You can work so hard and give your best, but at the end, your best is perfection. There's no way that you can ever be not proud of that. You have to be proud of your best, and your best may change daily, but you still went out there, gave your best, and that's all you can do. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is perfectionism good or bad? I think perfectionism can be both good and bad, because I feel that, you know, sometimes when you really want something, you're really passionate about something, and you're going in every day and you're giving, you know, your best, but you have that in the back of your mind that I want to be like that, I want to get my leg like that, I want to get this job, I want to, you know, when you have that in your mind of your idea of perfection, it can make you stronger, it can make you better. I've seen a lot of dancers, including myself, that we seek perfection and we're hard workers. And I feel like perfectionism makes you a harder worker. I don't know whether you agree with me, but I feel like people that strive for perfection are really hard workers. The downside to perfectionism, in my opinion, is that it can stop you going. It can stop you. It can hold you back. It can make you say no. It can make you doubt yourself. And that's the difference between, you know, expecting perfectionism and just being okay with you did well. So I think that perfectionism can be a good thing and a bad thing. And my, you know, biggest challenge as a dancer today is to accept the good and the bad and always be proud of my best. So I hope you took away from that when you go and give your best, that is still perfection of that day, in my opinion. So yeah, another thing I want to talk about is how perfectionism can cause a lot of other different things. Yeah, it can cause a lot of anxiety because you're panicking, you're stressing out about, you know, being good enough, being perfect. You know, you make small things, big things. I tend to do that a lot. Yeah, I tend to, you know, be doing something. You're making these small things such a big deal when probably out of all people, you can just put something on and get the job done. Just like that. Perfectionism causes you to make small things into bigger things. You blow it up into something that it isn't because you feel in your head that, you know, you want it to be perfect instead of believing in yourself. Perfectionism, I feel, also stops you from believing in yourself. You know, as a dancer, choreographer, also a teacher, performer, yeah, I always struggle with believing in myself. I might hear it day after day. Oh, you're talented. You're good. I really enjoyed your class, blah, blah, blah. But you have to believe it for yourself. Perfectionism, you're constantly wanting more and more. Nothing's ever good enough. I got into a lot of schools, a lot of scholarships, and I kept getting all of these different things, yet nothing was ever good enough for me because I always thought that I could get more. So there you go. You can have perfectionism, you can achieve something, and the next minute you want something else. So the answer to whether perfectionism is good or bad, I think that it has a lot of benefits, but I also feel like it has a lot of negative things. And I think it's good to learn how you can not stop yourself from doing a lot of different things. Let your perfectionism go just a little bit, and it makes a difference. Tell yourself that it's good enough. Tell yourself that you showed up and you did your best. Tell yourself that I have perfectionism, I want to be good, but at the same time, I also want to do what I trained to do. Don't stop yourself from an opportunity because of your self-doubt. Believe in yourself. Believe that you're still going with this perfectionism. Believe in the fact that you're fighting against perfectionism. Believe in yourself that anxiety and all of these other things that are going on right now that are causing us to have depression and different things, believe that you're still going. And even though your perfectionism is telling you that it might not be good enough, yeah, you know that you showed up. You did your best of that day. And you also are proud of yourself that you did that. And that is your perfection. So I hope it helps you a little bit. If you have any tips or advice, or you want to comment or ask something about how to deal with perfectionism, maybe you're a dancer, maybe you're an athlete and you don't know, you want to do something, but you're holding yourself back. Ask me. Maybe I can help, or maybe you can help me. Yeah, because we're all dancers, we're all athletes at the end of the day, and we're all going through the same thing, or most of us are. So, never feel like you're alone, and always feel like perfectionism is in all of us to some degree, and those of us that struggle with it a lot, we're pushing through. We're still doing it. We're still doing our career. We're still doing what we love. So that is good enough. I'll see you next time. Bye.